A little quiet in here now. Wasn't this weekend. Did this weekend live up to your expectations?
I think so.
I think, and we're both like this, we probably are unduly driven by what could we have done better. And so I think that's kind of what we're thinking through now is how do we improve, taking in the comments, trying to understand how we get into Tuesday night now and learn from some of the mistakes we made over the weekend. The Foo Fighters and Coldplay thought it was one of the best acoustical experiences they've ever had, so they were really excited about the building. So I think overall it was good. Can we get better? Yes. Are there things we're going to have to learn and adjust on? Yes, and I think the fans and our customers will see that over the next few weeks.
What we want to do is take every one of these events and every game and get better, because actually that's what the fans deserve. And if we're going to build the kind of organization that he and I want, you have to get better at every turn.
Let's go Kraken!
Todd, what was your favorite part of this weekend?
Well, seeing the fans, they had waited for a long time for this moment. I went outside before the gates opened and just talked to lots of different fans, and you know, that stuff that we believe in, it does come true. That the fans' hope sort of springs eternal. They believe in things like this. If they believe hard enough, things come true, and it did come true yesterday.
Addressing the fans last night and getting the response that you did in the opening presentation, was that as loud as you expected it to be, or louder?
Maybe a little louder.
Yeah.
And then they saw a heck of an NHL game, and some of them had never seen an NHL game. It's really amazing, but they saw the level of competition, the speed of the game. They walked into a building that feels like a cathedral. The glass, we kept the curtains down, and the glass shone through, and it was just a remarkable experience. And I think for the fans, it was payback. But, you know, we're here to tell them, he and I are here to tell them, our best days are in front of us.
I also think, look, we have the Storm. And by the way, the thrill of my week was Sue Bird. I've had the good fortune of winning, I think, 19 rings in all of Sue Bird. Like, it's one of the few times I've been struck because of her greatness and what a class act she is. And so the fact she was here, that was really a big thrill for, I think, both of us. But we have the Storm, we have the Kraken. We got one more thing we got to do here, and I'm very focused on that. And so making sure that we send a message about the magnificence of this building, about the way it's been built, and in particular, who else it's been built for, high priority.
When you say high priority, I mean, obviously the timeline is not up to you, but you both seem very confident that an NBA team could play here one day.
I think both of us have always said, and we both have good relationships with Adam. We've had quite a few NBA owners through the building in the last couple of weeks, so they've gotten a chance to see this. But it's their decision. Those 30 owners and Commissioner Silver, we're going to follow their lead. And then one thing we've been religious on is they're well aware of what's going on here. They're going to hear it from people like you, which is good. They're going to hear it from the fans here. And I think that drumbeat critical. But from our standpoint, what we're not going to do is, for example, we got a cold shell down there. It's a huge space for an NBA locker room, but out of respect for the NBA, we're not going to get ahead of them and build it out. So we're not going to assume it's coming. We're not going to assume that they have to expand or that there's a franchise that's going to move. That's really up to the commissioner. We'll follow his lead. But we are prepared, not just with the way we built the building, what we built the building for, but economically the way we structured every deal, from naming rights to sponsorship to the suites to the premium seats. Notice, not one permanent sign on this building with the exception of the 2 scoreboards there. That's done to make sure that the Storm can succeed here and be the best WNBA franchise in the business, and the Kraken could survive here and be the best NHL team in the business. But it also means we are prepared, and we will be very aggressive when the time is right on that last hurdle we got to overcome here.
Even if the price for a team goes all the way up to, I don't know, what's it going to be, $3.5 billion at that point?
I'm sure as heck not going to negotiate through you, all due respect.
I'm not setting the price, fortunately. There's a rumor, it's 1917, Seattle Metropolitans win a Stanley Cup. Is a banner going up on Tuesday night with
yeah,
Montreal
you
here?
know, if I really got into this with you, I'd get emotional because there's this amazing occurrence tomorrow night, or Tuesday night rather, in this building. 102 years after the last time the Canadians played here, they're coming back. And the last time they played here, we were in the midst of a global pandemic. One of their players entered a hospital here and didn't leave. And so the connection and what we're going to do during the game to honor that team and winning the first U.S. team to win a Stanley Cup, but also making that connection again between the NHL and great hockey that was played here back in the day. And it's going to be a super cool night.
Somebody to look forward to. I know you mentioned finally 2 weeks ago that October 23rd wasn't a finish line, it was a starting point. Still feel that way, and how excited are you going forward?
Yeah, what do you want to comment on?
I hate to tell you this. I got up this morning and started working on the 2 nights of the Eagles that we have coming up here because my partner, Irving Azoff, is the manager. That better be perfect, or else I'm going to hear it from my partner, I'm going to hear it from Mr. Henley, I'm going to hear it from Mr. Walsh. So we're focused on the future. I mean, to have the kind of music that's coming here in the near future, really excited about that. And so I think Todd said it well earlier. We don't really celebrate the past. We kind of look forward to how do we get better and what's coming up here. I think people are really going to enjoy this building. I'm glad so many people went through it at the open house and got to see it. But I'm totally focused now on those Eagles dates. We got to get Pearl Jam in here. In my opinion, this building is not christened in Seattle until we get Pearl Jam in here. And so we got work to do.
Somebody get Eddie Vedder.